So when you're managing a team, when you're a larger business, it can be really hard to know at which point in time you're going to bite the bullet and book your photo shoot, because the very nature of teams is that there's lots of people's own lives that factor into your business. So people might be going off on maternity leave, or they might move across the country for some reason, and someone new might join, and there's always that fear in investing your time and money in something right now that, given 24 hours or 24 days or 24 weeks, might be out of date. And we are all much more savvy, I think, with how we invest our time and money in our businesses than that. So that's a bit of an ongoing problem with teams, which is why I've evolved the existing personal branding photography subscription service to a team version. Took a while, sorry about that, 3-month delay. But the whole point of this one is that if you have a new team member, or if you start a new collaboration, it's fine. It can be planned into your next photo shoot, because you're never going to have very long to wait until the next one comes around. So your imagery is always going to be more or less up to date, which solves the consistency and relevancy problem. Because if you're using old imagery and half the team aren't there anymore and you've got lots of new faces, it's going to be really difficult to communicate effectively with your clients, because what they're looking at isn't actually how it is right now. And then when they meet you, there's going to be that, oh, okay. So that's a really important benefit when you're managing a team. And often there'll be a new collaboration that pops up out of the ether, and you've then got sort of, Tracy from reception, or Bob from reception, we don't want to be sexist about this, grabbing their iPhone, trying to capture the moment that you can then share on social media, which, let's face it, is very likely to not be of the same quality as your professional imagery, and you end up feeling a bit amateur, and it's not on brand, and it just feels a bit awkward. So the ability of being able to plan your marketing campaigns throughout the year, which of course you're doing, you can tie in your photo shoots with them so that you are going to get the new imagery that you need at the point that you need it to be able to then be visible with it. You're not going to have horrible lumps in your cash flow that you hadn't forecasted, which are going to have your accountant knocking on your door asking what you're playing at, because it's a fixed monthly fee. And we just plan the sessions to suit your marketing campaigns for the year. So it's really easy to plan and work around for you, which is the point. So it's got that flexibility built in, and it stops you feeling amateur. It stops you having to hunt around for stock images that are just generic and they just don't do the job of conveying your brand, because they're not about your brand, they're about someone else's. And when we try and get around using stock imagery and we get someone to grab our phones, there's just an inconsistency there, and we do not want to be creating inconsistencies in our marketing efforts, because consistency is king, and that helps build trust, and inconsistency clearly does the opposite. None of us want to be going there. So when we're thinking about working with teams, there are so many different factors involved that you need to have flexibility with an understanding of what your outputs for your input are going to be, basically. So fixed monthly cost, you know exactly how many photo shoots you're going to be getting, how many images for each, and you know that I'll be working with you every step of the way. I will know your brand inside out. I know what you want to be saying and who you want to be saying it to, and every photo shoot we're just building on it, and they're going to be working together. So as your business evolves, your imagery is going to be evolving with it. So you don't have to use old images that are out of date, where, you know, Joe's left because he's moved to Scotland and, you know, Bob's now replaced him, because you're always going to have an opportunity to refresh and update. So, and there's also the likelihood that as your business grows, you might have teams working in different locations, maybe even offering different services in different locations, and the multiple photo shoots could be used that way. You could be in Cardiff for one, Bath for another, and, you know, Somerset for one of them, and that's great because you're always going to be able to show the service or the product or whatever it is in the setting that it's being created in. So it's going to add interest to your social media, and your website is going to be accurate, which is really, really important. So you've got that benefit as well, and overall, arching everything, it gives you the consistency and the reliability to be able to grow your business, to implement your plans, knowing that this vital part of your marketing strategy is going to be following along with you throughout the year. So if that's something that you think I can help you with, do get in touch, because I'd really love to speak to you.